Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever part of the world you are. I am happy. I'm excited to be in your presence today. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for joining the live stream today. We are going to be talking about the journey to becoming a Scrum Master. A lot of people are interested in the IT industry. A lot of people have been having questions. How do I get involved in the industry? How do I get started? Can I become a Scrum Master? How long does it take? What does the program entail? What do I need to do to be able to be a Scrum Master? So this morning, I'm going to be talking to you about the different things you need to be able to do to join the program and become a Scrum Master and be progressive, right? I'm going to be using just 30 minutes of your time. I know how valuable time is. I understand it's the weekend, it's Saturday, and for most people, it's a day that go around and do a lot of different things. So we're going to get started here. Welcome to the Oracle today. Icon IT Safe Scrum Master Open House. Our goal for this program is to give you all the information you need to get on your way to becoming a Scrum Master. So, welcome to the big leagues, right? And I'm just opening with a big bold statement. I didn't say that. I didn't create that statement. This is what is life. This is what exists. An average Scrum Master makes over $120,000 a year, excluding bonuses and pay raises. I didn't create that. This is a research from different employment companies, from Glassdoor.com, Indeed.com, and all those different job sites, right? An average Scrum Master will earn a minimum of about $3 million over their lifetime career of 20 years. And that is assuming there is no pay raise, there is assuming there is no promotions and different things, right? Now, jokes aside, this is serious business. We're here to talk about serious business today, right? We are able to take you from zero experience to a Scrum Master qualified experience and able to deliver value and make over $100,000 a year in a few very short weeks. And how do we plan to spend the day? We'll just go through talking a little bit about what the Scrum Master is, right? And then we'll also be able to talk to you about how to get started with that. So at this point, I encourage you very much to close your email if there's any distraction around you. Close all the browsers you have on your computer. Make sure you close the door. If you have children like I do, beg them not to kill themselves in the next 30 minutes. You will be back to help them. You will be back to be with them, right? As the kids to stay calm. So, who is the Scrum Master? That's a question that comes up every so often, right? And let's talk a little bit about who a Scrum Master is. This is just high level information, not too much detail, but it gives you a sense of what a Scrum Master does. A lot of businesses and corporations rely on a Scrum Master to manage their teams. Every business has a team, every technology has a technology team. And within that technology team, they have different components of that team. You have people who are in charge of the database, you have people who are in charge of the website, you have people who are in charge of the network, the infrastructure, all of that. So the Scrum Master is needed to manage these different teams of different people, bring them together so they can deliver value, right? The Scrum Master also has a responsibility to coach the business, ensuring that Scrum practices are bringing more learning and value to the company. There are certain different principles of Scrum practice, which is a Scrum Master is responsible for implementing those practices, teaching the team exactly how those practices can help add value to what they are doing already. The Scrum Master also doesn't coach only the team, but the Scrum Master also helps to coach even people out of the team so that the entire corporation, if possible, can understand the value of Scrum and why it is needed for to help them with their development processes and producing some valuable end products which can be used to push forward the agenda of the company. Now, the key Scrum Master skills. What are some of these key skills that the Scrum Master need, right? We're talking here about skills that are very necessary to be able to give a Scrum Master a chance to deliver significantly on that job. A Scrum Master needs to be a little bit influential. A Scrum Master needs to be collaborative. Collaborative because you'll be coordinating and working with teams from multiple different roles within the technology portion of the company. So you need to be able to reach out to different teams, bring the teams together, and let them have discussions as to how they should be able to move forward. A Scrum Master has to be observant. Observant means within your team that you manage, usually about 10 people within the team, developers and testers within that team. within your team, you have to be very, very observant. It means you have to not only hear what people say, but also read people, in the sense that you're not responsible for, of course, for their life, but you are responsible for making the team a high performance team. By doing that, you know you're working with people. And when you're working with people, there's always the human aspect to it, right? And by just being empathetic, by just being observant to your team, you can pick out certain things that can help bring your team spirit together. Leadership skill. When I talk here about leadership, I don't expect you to start thinking about all the great presidents. Of course, you can do that if your goal is to become one. But I'm talking about leadership here because everybody has leadership skills. Everybody has acquired leadership skills one way or the other through your process of growing up in life. Whether you're leading your family, you are leading a group of people, you are leading a social organization, you're leading a business, whatever levels of it, that skill will come into play as a Scrum Master, because you'll be able to guide, to organize meetings, to make sure that you capture what some of the key points of the meetings are, and you are able certainly to bring that to the front so that the team can leverage that information and continue to build. Knowledgeable, you need to certainly be knowledgeable about the Scrum practices. You will learn something called the empirical processes of Scrum. You learn the Scrum practices, you learn the Scrum principles. You understand them, nothing complex, very easy principles, basic things like accountability, like leadership, like support team, and different things, right? So basically, what does a Scrum Master do? A Scrum Master fosters communication, which means the Scrum Master makes sure there is communication amongst the teams, making sure each and every member of the team talks to each other so they can be able to deliver. Because within an IT environment, it's not about individual contributions. It is important, but at the end of the day, it's judged by the team's contribution, right? You also have to protect the team. Protecting the team means making sure your team doesn't have distractions. When you set a goal to achieve within a 2 weeks frame, a 10 working day frame, which is usually what is called a sprint, within that period, you are expected to deliver on those goals that you have. And of course, distractions can come in. They might need your team members to go do different things. Your job is to protect your team. Make sure your team members are focused on the goal, right? You also want to make sure you are, as a Scrum Master, you also help with meeting facilitation. You help with organizing meetings, scheduling meetings, and making sure people attend those meetings and the meetings become productive. You are also an agile coach. You coach the team on agile practices, why it is important, how it delivers value, how it helps with the process of software development and the iteration of delivering end products that are valuable, long lasting, and helps with the entire goal of the company on building on the different processes that they're working on. Team support. You are also a team supporter. Basically, you are also trying to support your team in any way possible. If there is an impediment, which means if some developer or some member of the team has a blockage somewhere, it's your job to go out and find out what is that blockage. Who can I talk to unblock that situation? Do I need to escalate? Do I need to talk to a lateral person in a different team? You are just helping your team in every way possible to support them to achieve that goal at the end of this 10-day sprint period, right? You are also removing blockers. You're making sure that everybody has the capacity to keep working to achieve that goal. Blockers is one of the big things with Scrum Masters, because as you start working as a Scrum Master, you realize that a big portion of the job is just being able to avoid or to prevent or to take care of impediments. Impediments sometimes are things that affect the outcome of your team goals without necessarily being in your control. Because when you're working in an IT environment, you're working in a company, a development environment, multiple teams collaborate. Remember, I talked about the ability to collaborate. Multiple teams collaborate, and in that process, each of those teams need each other. One team, I'll give you an example, like you're producing a car, right? Your team is responsible for building the engine. Team B is responsible for building the wheels. Team C is responsible for building the body of the car. Those teams will be building those are their goals. They have to build the body, the other team has to build the engine, the other team has to build the doors of the car, of the wheels of the car, right? But even though they have individual goals, but this has to come together to form the car. So they have to collaborate one way or the other. And so sometimes you might need to test your engine, but the body of the car is not ready. That is an impediment. You are ready to test your engine, the body of the car is not ready, so the engine cannot be put on the car. In that case, as a Scrum Master for the engine team, you will be talking to the bodywork team and saying, hey, we are already at our goal. Is there something we can do to help you guys to fast track the development of your body, so that way we can meet our goal to test drive our engine? That is just an example of removing blockers in the process of performing your duties as a Scrum Master. Now, what is it like as a day in the life within the Icon IT setup? What is it that you're going to be doing as a student? What is it that you're going to, how are classes going to happen? And in the meantime, if you're watching us whether on Facebook, you're watching us on YouTube, please go ahead, subscribe to our channel on YouTube, on Facebook. Please click and join our community, because that is where we give a lot of information. We tell you a lot of things happening. You stay abreast and you see exactly the new things that are happening. So talking about the life of a student within the Icon IT program, right? Lectures are covered over 6 weeks. And in these 6 weeks, classes happen twice a week from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Eastern, which is 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, usually on Tuesdays and on Thursdays. In the process of the course, you have weekly assignments which you have to do. You also have class role play, which basically puts you in the seat of a Scrum Master to replicate what that experience is. In addition, we also have a lot of hands-on real-life practice exercises. In the Scrum environment, the two most used tools is something called Jira. Jira is a workflow tool. That is where you schedule your stories. That is where you keep track of the work. Workflow basically means you monitor and progress the work as it is being completed. So you have hands-on experience within the Icon program working on Jira. We also have an application called Confluence. Confluence is the number one in the industry for data for repository, basically document repository, I meant to say, right? That's where you store a lot of documents, root cause analysis, processes, SOPs, standard operation procedures, and all these different important documents that you use in an IT space to build. Now you'll be managing those two different applications. They are not the only two in the industry, but those are the two most popular. We have other workflow applications like Rally. All of them are almost alike. So once you know one, you know all of them. We'll be giving you a lot of hands-on practical exercises on this application so that it builds your skill and it gives you the capacity to be able to be performant. In addition to that, you will have mock interviews too. We'll teach you how to interview. We'll talk to you. We'll give you the most common questions that are asked during interviews, so you can have a real feel for what an interview is. You can practice. You can be able to go after the program and apply for a job interview and be able to be successful at becoming a Scrum Master. Now, what is the equipment you need to be part of this program? Of course, you need a basic laptop, you need high-speed internet. That is really all you need, and a quiet space within your environment where you can attend classes in peace and quiet. But for the laptop, we just recommend this um, uh, you know, standard laptops, which includes Windows 10 operating system, about 8 GB of memory, about 500 GB of storage. We also recommend the i5 2.9 processor, just because you'll be using these different applications and they need to process data faster, right? We don't have no fees being paid to us from HP or Dell. We are not paid to advertise them. These are not the only two brands that exist, but these are the two brands we've seen a lot of students use over the years and be successful at, because it's very rudimentary, it's very strong, it's very rugged, and it's very durable. But basically, what I want you to go away with, just understand that all you really need is a working laptop and high-speed internet. It doesn't matter if it's it's an Apple, it's an HP, it's a desktop, or it's an Apple. Please, it's all good. If you already have a working laptop, don't go out trying to buy a new laptop. It's not necessary. You also need high-speed internet, because classes will be live virtual classes. So you basically be interacting with instructors like me live online, like we're doing today, but on the Zoom platform. Now, after the training, what happens? Remember, our number one goal is a class to job program. Our goal is not just to give people new information out there to go and feel good that they have new information. Our job is to help people become Scrum Masters. So right after the 6 weeks training, we have an optional weekend boot camp of 8 hours, 4 hours on Saturday, 4 hours on Sunday. Usually, right after the last day of class, the weekend that comes after the last day of class, we have a boot camp. And the goal of this boot camp is strictly focused on teaching you the skills, techniques, and tricks of the industry to be able to apply successfully, interview, and land a six-figure paying job as a Scrum Master. We will teach you the soft skills. Soft skills are basically how to interview, how to talk, how to carry yourself, right? We'll teach you how to build a resume, how to modify the experiences you already have and be able to put them along with the practice you've acquired to make it valuable to the marketplace. Remember, it's all about value. It's all about building something that somebody is willing to pay you for you to deliver on that value for the betterment of their business, right? We'll also teach you how to prepare, how to job search, right? Where do you find those Scrum Master jobs? Every day, if you go to Google right now, as you're listening to me, you type in Scrum Master jobs in the US or Canada or North America, you'll see tens of thousands of them available. Companies are hiring, the jobs are there, but we're going to teach you some of those platforms where you have a higher chance of being able to find the right fitting jobs and being able to find responses that can come lead you into interviews and into a job, right? We will also do something called the Corporate America Readiness Training. What is the Corporate America Readiness Training? It is a training which we designed, a short, concise training, which we include in the boot camp right after the Scrum program to teach you on how to carry yourself within corporate America. You know, a lot of people don't realize that there is a certain way you behave when you are working for a top corporation like Google, like Facebook, like Amazon, all those different top corporations, because those are the corporations that will be hiring people like you to work for them as Scrum Master. So we'll give you some guidelines, we'll give you some coaching, we'll give you some ideas, we'll share with you some different tricks on how to carry yourself the right way once you get into this industry and you start making the six figures and becoming part of the high earners club, right? Now, where do these opportunities lie? A lot of people ask, okay, once I finish the training, who is hiring? All companies are hiring. I'll tell you, most companies actually are hiring today. All the top companies you know about, from the banking industry, from Bank of America, Wells Fargo, you're talking about the pharmaceutical industry, GlaxoSmithKline, you're talking about automobile industry, GM, Tesla, Toyota. I live in Austin, Texas, and Tesla just moved they are building a huge mega plant in Austin, Texas. I know right now they are looking for about 2 to 300 IT technologies, and that will include about 100 Scrum Masters, right? We also have the fast moving industry, the fast moving consumable industry, Walmart, Kruger, Target, you know, Walgreens, all of these companies are hiring. Samsung, Apple, Google, Oracle, thousands of other companies, the airlines industry, Southwest Airlines out of Dallas, Texas. But you know, Delta Airlines out of Atlanta, Georgia, all of them are hiring Scrum Masters because all these corporations keep revamping their IT systems. And because they keep revamping and renewing and updating their IT systems, they need Scrum Masters to help those different teams, those different technology teams that are building the systems to work and sync and produce minimum viable products that can be used in their industry to grow their business. Now I talk to you a little bit. What does the future hold? It's 120,000 the average pay for a Scrum Master today in the US. But what I really want you to focus on this slide, don't worry about anything. Worry about what is written in the bottom. The expected job growth rate for those who have taken Scrum Master training or earned a Scrum Master certification is expected to grow 24% by 2026. I'm not an expert in math, but I can say this. Let's say we have 100 jobs today. 24% means same time next year they will need 124 people. Same time the 2024 they will need 100, they will need 24% more of 124 people. And you cannot understand the exponential growth that will happen in this industry. So if you're looking, if you're thinking, what does the future hold? Is there going to be a dot-com crash? No, it's not going to happen like it did 20 something years ago. And the reason why is because every business in America today understands the value of building a solid IT IT infrastructure and foundation. And that's why companies are investing billions of dollars into the IT sector to build their IT departments, to make sure their applications, their online websites can function and can deliver value as they keep doing their business. So the urgency of now, why do you need to make this decision now? Employment of Scrum Masters is projected to rise 24%, right? Growth in this occupation is certainly determined and projected and being increased by the project management needs of most companies. It ranked the ninth best job in by US News in North America today. Over 10,000 jobs available to be filled daily. I'm talking about 10,000 Scrum Master jobs every day in America to be filled. Ladies and gentlemen, think about it for a second. 10,000 jobs every day where they need people. They are begging, they are crying, they are asking. Companies are desperate for this high earning skill you have. Of course, we also have other things that are influencing it. The median base salary is about 100, and experienced Scrum Masters earn up to $170,000 a year. So once you get into the industry and you build experience over time, you can exactly see where you're going to find yourself in terms of your earning capacity. Now, what are the next steps? We have the next class coming up is going to be July 17th. We're going to share that data with you. Please go ahead, fill the link that will be on in the chat on this group. Go ahead, fill the link, put it up, put your name, please give us your phone number, and then give us your email if possible, so we can add you into our group and be able to send you information on what the next steps will be to register for this class. Our next class starts on 17th July, and once you fill your name on the link on the screen, if you click on that, you can be able to fill your name in the chat box too. You will see the link. Please go ahead, fill your name, and we'll be able to keep in touch with you, and we'll be able to give you the information you need. But I want to urge you, right? Here's my question to you. Your dream is possible. There is no doubt. How hungry are you? How willing are you to make the sacrifice it takes to get to that six-figure income? I don't say that just to impress you, but it's something that I know because I experienced it. At some point 10 years ago, I was sitting on a call like this, like you, and listening to somebody talk about the possibilities that lie in the IT industry. At that time, I didn't know it was the gold mine until I got in. I realized that is the true gold mine. That is the true gold rush today. So I want to urge you, if you have any questions, please drop it in the comment for us. Let's see if you have any questions, drop it in the comments for us. Good. So we certainly appreciate you immensely. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Go ahead, give us your name. Please click on the link. Give us your name, give us your email address, and we'll be keeping in touch with you. Get yourself ready. Go out there and win. You are enough. We believe in you. Thank you so much for joining us on this live stream today. Blessings all the time, and we'll see you at the top.